Hello there. This channel is called Wendy's Parade of Perfume. I'm Wendy. On this channel, I just talk about the perfume that I have on my shelf, what I've been thinking about, what I've been wearing, all related to my perfume. I feel like we're getting into the summer doldrums, the doldrums of summer. I'm not really the biggest fan of summer. So by the time August comes around, I'm like ready for it to be done. But these are the perfumes I've been wearing. This is not a top 10 list. This is not, the best of the greatest of anything. I'm even going to talk about one or two perfumes here that I don't even think I like and are going to be leaving my shelf because I've been testing it and seeing how's it going. And this perfume video also is going to be, I think, a little bit on the chatty side. I'm just feeling a little chatty today. Chatty versus actually doing an in-depth review. So I have a ragtag group of 10 here. Some perfumes, some perfume related things, some perfumes that are in a decant, some perfumes that have no cap. It's just a little ragtag group I have here. And I'm actually going to start with Guerlain, but it's not even going to be a perfume. It's going to be a body lotion that I bought from them. So this is Guerlain Aqua Allegoria. They have a Bergamote body lotion, which I believe goes with their Bergamote Calabria Aqua Allegoria perfume, which that is like bergamot and a little bit of ginger and a little bit of woods, and it's really nice. This is the brightest citrus perfume I have ever laid my nose on in my entire life. Now, I don't know about you guys, but for my actual body care products, I know there's this crazy ass trend going on where people are like, this is how you smell good all day. I rub 96 different products on my body. I rinse half of them off, but then I layer the other half, and then I spray when I'm done. For the most part, my routine is very simple, and I actually prefer either mildly scented or unscented products. So I like unscented body lotion. I like unscented, shampoo or lightly scented shampoo, that sort of thing. Unscented deodorant, all that. That being said, if I have a lotion that has a scent on it, if I feel like doing that, I usually put the unscented stuff on first, and then the expensive $40 stuff I use as a scent layering thing. So I just put a little dab on and distribute. I would never use this all over myself. Also, this is a little bit thick in a good way because I feel like it makes the scent last longer. There's something in it that makes the scent sit on your skin a little bit longer. So this is not something I would want to put all over me as my base of lotion. Be that as it may, I've been having a little bit of a hard time at work lately. I get home and I'm just ragged and I'm tired, and usually sometimes you think citrus in the morning, but for me it actually is a little bit mentally oh gosh, I took my shower, I'm clean, I'm gonna put this very basic in a good way. It's a simple, bright citrus note that just smells rich and rindy and zesty, and it just smells really good. But anyway, I've been liking to use this couple dabs for my late shower when I get home from work, and that is Aqua Allegoria, their Guerlain's Bergamote lotion. Okay, in a little tiny decant that I got, I did a review on Guerlain Aqua Allegoria Mandarin Basilic Forte. I really like that one, and I was back and forth. I was like, should I get the original Eau de Toilette? I got the original Eau de Toilette Mandarin Basilic Aqua Allegoria Eau de Toilette in a little decant, and this is good and bad. This is good because I really liked wearing it. It smells really good. It smells like oranges. It smells like citrus. It's a little bit disappointing because there's supposedly green tea and chamomile and peony notes in here that I don't detect too much. And then the dry down is a little bit slightly on the synthetic side, but still this is the original. The good thing is, while I do like it, I like the Forte so much, and I'm so happy with the Forte that I don't feel compelled to buy a full bottle of this. I'm very happy with what I have. So I don't need to spend any more money on a big bottle or even any more space. But that being said, I have liked wearing this, and I've been wearing a few spritzes of Mandarin Basilic Eau de Toilette, which I'm probably not going to spring for a big bottle of. On a totally different tangent, I swapped for this Donna, Karan, Cashmere Mist, Eau de Parfum. It was one of those situations where I don't swap that much anymore, but I was swapping this Kenzo bottle that I had that I didn't like, and I was never going to use, and this girl was really like, oh God, I just like it. Can I? So I was like, you know what? You can just send me this in return. I don't actually care about this bottle that much. And I've never smelled this. This perfume, Donna Karan Cashmere Mist, is from 1994. Has anyone worn this? Did anybody wear this in the 90s? Because I have to admit, I kind of don't like it. It's one of those perfumes where I like parts of it, but I don't like all of it, and I don't like it enough to actually wear it. It smells, I can detect like some like green bud, lily of the valley, and some jasmine, but overall, it has a strange, like, the musk I actually am not into. This is like a floral woody musk. I don't like the musk. There's something slightly synthetic about it, and I don't mean to be rude. I know this is a lazy comparison, but there's something underneath that reminds me of like a baby diaper cream that I just don't like. Again, if I could pull the parts out that I like, I would probably like this, but this was really just so I could test it. I'm probably going to just donate this to Goodwill. I don't even think I could sell it. Unless somebody, I don't know, if one of you want it and you live in the US, I'd probably just send it to someone that wanted it. So yeah, swapped for this recently, and this was a little bit of a letdown. And for all I know, you know, this perfume, 1994 now, was a long time ago. It's probably been reformulated. God knows what has happened to it in the meantime. But yeah, meh, moving on. Donna Cashmere Mist. Not that great. Let me put you all in order here. No perfume list would be complete without my beloved Annick Goutal. And this is a perfume called Eau de Ciel, which I can only wear when it's hot out. So that's one of the good things about it being so ungodly hot out. This perfume is linden blossom, which is like a limey citrus note. It's floral, but it's like a limey citrus floral. Linden blossom, osmanthus, dried hay, and iris. And this perfume is really light, but it blooms in the summertime. And if I put enough on, I can, it stays on my skin for a good 6 hours. I don't even bother with this in the wintertime or when it's dry out. It just doesn't work. But I've had this perfume on my shelf for several years, a long time. And this is really just one of those delicate, pretty fragrances, you know, a little bit of iris, a little bit of florals, a little bit of rain-washed fields type of perfume. So this is nice. You know, what's going on with Annick Goutal? Because they got bought out again, and I think the last perfume they put out was in 2022. They still have a website, a functioning website. All their perfumes are still in production. They've, of course, hiked the price. Their MSRP is, in my opinion, astronomical, as are a lot of things lately, right? But I don't know. I kind of want to see what they're going to do. I mean, I'm not complaining because I feel like some companies that dump out 10, 12 perfumes at once, that's much. But at the same time, I'm like, wow, you guys, you know, like 2 or 3 years of not releasing anything is quite a bit of time. But anywho, we'll see. That's what happens, I guess. Life on the hacienda. Anyway, that is Annick Goutal Eau de Ciel. Let's talk some Chanel. Uplifting. I've talked about this perfume all the time. I know it's basic, like whatever, but Chanson Tendre, I like the Eau de Parfum the best. A bright, uplifting citrus cottony musk. This perfume on me lasts just fine. I think some people become anosmic to some of the white musks that they use in here. And as an aside, I tested Eau Splendide at Ulta a couple weeks ago, and I was, again, very happy that I did not love it. It smells good and everything, but I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save my money, and then this is going to be gone in a year or two, and I'm going to buy the big 5-ounce tumbler because I think I'd rather spend my money on another bottle of Chanson Tendre because I like this one so much. And it's, you know, sometimes when you find a perfume that you like reliably for a couple of years, it just becomes more special as the years go on. Some perfumes you wear for a year and then you just kind of forget about them, but this perfume is just so reliable. And I could really kick myself for only having the 50 ml. I really wish I got in the big bottle, but that's okay. There's more. Chanel will make more. Has anybody else tested Eau Splendide? It's nice. It's like this raspberry, musky iris. It's recognizably Chanel, but it wasn't anything that made me be like, oh, okay, let's just stop right now and I need to buy this, which is good. Save some money and, you know, save for money. What really matters is getting a backup of this. Speaking of Chanel also, I have also been wearing Chanel number 19. This is one of those refill bottles. That's why it doesn't have a cap. They usually have these little white cases. I don't really have the case for this. But this is an old vintage Eau de Toilette. And Chanel number 19, it's, yeah, it's primarily an iris fragrance, but to me, this is like a forested iris because there's so much galbanum and, there's just a lot of oak moss and vetiver in the background. It's very of the 70s, of the time where they just made like very dark green perfumes that were marketed to women, which is right up my alley. And this is still light enough that I can wear it in the summertime and I smell the pretty florals that Chanel still uses, but I feel like the florals in vintage Chanel just perform a little bit better. So the rose is there, the iris is there, the jasmine is there. There's lily of the valley in this too, and I don't know, it just blooms, and I feel like I'm hiking on a forest floor with lots of good green vegetation, and I like that kind of thing. Um, so yeah, it's a little too early for me to break out my aromatics elixir, although I wear that sometimes in the summer. But yeah, the Chanel number 19 has been really nice for the summer. And it's also been a little bit of a reset because, the Chypre structure is just not here anymore. And perfumes, and even I've gotten away from wearing Chypres all the time, even though they're one of my favorite types of perfume. So wearing a true classic Chypre with oak moss in the dry down and like real sandalwood and, just that nice Chypre structure, it's like, this is what I love. It's like everything clicks in my little perfumed soul. Anyway, plus I have plenty of Chanel number 19. I was looking at how expensive the less exclusive have gotten, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, gosh, because I have a couple of them, because when they were $110, $120, I used to be able to buy one or two a year. Now, if it was my birthday or something, that would be like my birthday treat. But now they're 350 for the 75 mils, and my income, bluntly, has not tripled in the last 10, 12 years. It admittedly has almost doubled, since we're talking since like 2013 to 2014. It's now 2025. But my income still has not gone up triply since then. And that's the perfume cost has tripled. So mathematically, I'm just getting a little priced out here. My income has not kept up with the price increases. So I haven't bought a less exclusives from Chanel in a long time, even though I have a couple on my shelf. And I probably never will at this point, because they're just a little bit too expensive for me. True Summer Doldrum. This is from the niche company Miller Harris. This is Lost in the City. And this perfume, I'll tell you right now, it wears real light. It is a rhubarb and Earl Grey tea perfume with some bergamot citrus, but this is one of the few rhubarb perfumes that I have, and it's really pretty. It's really nice, but mostly I like that fresh tea note, and I like the citrus notes, and the rhubarb is light enough that it's not too heavy. This only lasts maybe 3 hours max, even if I apply a lot, but honestly, when it's humid and it's hot and it's horrible out, I am fine with that. I don't need to be wearing something heavy as bricks in this heat. So I have been really liking Lost in the City by Miller Harris. I really like Miller Harris. Even the stuff they put out now, and this is one of their newer ones. Okay, I don't know if anybody remembers this company. They're not very common or very popular, but this is oh gosh, I'll write all the perfumes I'm talking about in the Dropbox, but this is Aniyaki Parfum, and this perfume is already 25 years old. And I've had a couple people recommend this to me, and I've always had my eye on it, and it's still very affordable on the gray market. I got this off of Mercari for like $35 shipped. It's so funny because I think I was like watching it or something, and then the day I was really thinking about it, the girl like sent me a really good like offer, and I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to get this. She's like, great, I really want to sell it to you. So this was nice. The perfume gods lined up for me for this. But anyway, Aniyaki Elle from 2000 is slightly of the 90s of that like aquatic CK1 motif. This perfume has kind of fantastical floral notes. They have fig, blue lotus, which is like an aquatic floral, and like a wildflower note. But honestly, if you like a mishmash wildflower accord, this delivers, and it's been really pretty for me to wear. The woody notes are strong though, so I only wear maybe 2 sprays of this, and this will, especially in the heat when you're projecting, I don't need to wear very much of this. So this actually is much heavier than, say, the Miller Harris, which I can wear this like a body spray and it'll just dissipate as the days goes on. But yeah, I would actually like to do even like a full review of this. Does anyone remember this perfume, or have they worn it, or did they wear it, back in the day when it came out? Because it's just a really nice I don't know, just like tea, mineral, aquatic, mishmash, white floral on woods perfume. It's just kind of nice. It's kind of what I wanted. The Donna Karan was a floral woody musk, and that's kind of what I wanted this to be, or what I wanted that to be. That's what this is, like a nice floral woody musk with some interesting notes. I don't know. It's been nice. So I can't believe that I like this next one, but I kind of bought it on a lark because I was at Ulta the other day buying a few things. I finally have one of the Sol de Janeiros on my shelf. This is number 76. And I don't know. The rest of them I did not like. They were a little too like Victoria's Secret body spray. Anybody that likes those, I'm not putting them down, but they're not really my style. But this supposedly is like jasmine and amber. What it is though, it's sweet as hell. Supposedly this smells like Flower Bomb, which Flower Bomb has been around and available for years, but I've actually never smelled it. If anyone can comment if you guys know the two, if it smells like Flower Bomb. But I just wanted, I bought this because number one, I was in the mood for something sweet, something easy, something that was just going to be crowd pleasing, something of the time. And the other thing is that this was still like $38 for like 250 mils. So it's so cheap compared to how much everything else costs. And pleasantly enough, I've been wearing this to work as a perfume. Like I spray maybe 3 or 4 sprays on, and it lasts most of the day. So the lasting power is fantastic. And even though this is sweet, I don't find it to be too cloying to wear in the summer, despite the good longevity. So 2 thumbs up on this. I watched a couple reviews on this, and I think that, this company I think is one of those companies that sends a lot of their perfumes out. Some of the reviews I skimmed through are basically commercials. I don't know. But I actually, I'm getting a kick out of this. I can see why people collect body mists, because they're fun, they're easy. You feel like you're getting a good bang for your buck. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't regret this at all. This smells really good. It smells like a really nice hairspray or something. Not everything has to be Chanel number 19, you know what I mean? But anyway, I have actually been getting a kick out of wearing this, the Sol de Janeiro 76. This is probably the only one I'm ever going to get, but I've liked this a lot. On a little classier note, I haven't worn this perfume in a long time. This is from Bulgari, and this is Eau Perfume Au The Bleu. Will stain on my box. Okay, so this is another tea fragrance. But for all of those of you that are with me and love Prada Infusion d'Iris, Daniela Andrea, she also did this perfume. So the person that did Infusion d'Iris created this perfume. And this is a iris and lavender perfume. It's very green. It's very herbal. It's a little bit peppery. There's a shiso pepper note in here. There's violets on the bottom. But this also it just wears really nice. And if you're in the mood for an herbal tea type of fragrance, and you like lavender and you like iris and you like violets and all those things, this really works. And the peppery note makes this really green. It's like, have you ever smelled certain leaves on plants, like herbal plants? If you rip them open, they smell green, and you can also smell the spices coming out of the plant. That's what is in here. That's what that smells like. So, so yeah, this has been really good for me for my summer doldrums. And I love, even though this is like a Windex bottle, I love the bottle. Love it. So that's Bvlgari Au The Bleu. And I got through my 10. I just felt like chatting about perfume today. I don't know. I feel a little bit like, I don't know what I still am going to come on here and talk about perfume and talk about my perfume. But as time goes on, I think I've mentioned this, but especially with the perfume prices now, I am less and less and less going to be able to buy anything new or current, stuff like this accepting. But watch, I bet you in a year, this will be like $80 or something like that, because there are so many. Like I was looking at Van Cleef and Arpels, and their perfumes are retailing. They just bumped them up to like $305. That's just a lot. And yeah, and I have so many perfumes that I'm kind of hard pressed to just get stuff that's new just because it's new. And, and this is just for fun. So I don't feel any pressure to do that. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie, I watch a lot of perfume content, and I guess I shouldn't be comparing myself to other people because I'm me and I'm doing what I'm doing over here in my little corner. But there are other people that are able to be like, this is everything new. This is everything 2025. It's July, and here's the best of 2025. Like, I'm never going to be able to do that. But that's okay, right? I mean, we're just here to chat and have fun because it's just supposed to be fun. It's just perfume. And realistically, if I can afford my bills and afford to keep my heat on and afford to take care of myself and my dog and, anyone else that needs some help, if I can afford to keep the lights on and I can afford to keep gas in my car and if I can afford my medical bills, then I'm doing just fine because I can't afford to buy Chanel. That's not even a first world problem. That's a very, 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 very entitled problem. So I just need to get over it. And plus, I have plenty. Anywho, um, let me know what you've been wearing. How are you feeling about these hot ass summer days? Some people love it. So, tell me what you enjoy wearing in these summer doldrums days. Or if you're ready for it to be over like me, let me know. And I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.